It's tea time!
This is where we spill the tea. I mean, we're here.
We're on the Jones Beach Boardwalk.
Oh
Dee
my
Snyder's
God.
calling it.
Wrap it up. We've been hanging out with the hot teas.
The hot teas, by the way, armies. Hashtag
Long
Long Island
Island
Life. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, welcome back to Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on all things Long Island Life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon.
And yeah, we're back. This is our third try of starting the show. And it's behind the scenes because this is how my day's going.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
How you
This is
doing?
a perfect, like this day.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on.
It's crazy. I just said to you, it's like, I thought Mercury was out of retrograde and everything was supposed to be
I
like
don't know.
in sync.
I've been so salty all morning. I like texted you on my
I
way
know.
in and I'm like, just save yourself.
I know. You were like, I'm just in the worst mood ever.
I was like, just sorry in
"Uh-oh."
advance. I know. I mean, I just like tell people not to approach me because I don't know what the deal is. And it's,
I know. Well, I did forewarn, you know.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I was like,
That's why I tell
she's
you.
super
like everyone
not in the mood today,
just-
so.
And I hate that. Like, I don't want to come in like, you know, I haven't seen anybody all week. I hate coming in like,
Well, I was
But-
almost going to say to you, like, hey, work from home from the morning and then come in for the pod later.
It's just so busy. And
But I knew you
everybody's
had
been
a ton.
waiting.
Yeah.
And everybody's been waiting for me for stuff. So, and plus I miss it. I actually love coming in here. It made my day better.
It did, yeah.
So I love everyone. I haven't bitten anyone's head off or anything today.
No, you were like,
I mean, until maybe just a minute ago.
funny enough, as you really said that you were in a bad mood, but I thought you were in a great mood today.
Oh, thank you.
So.
I'm overcompensating.
Yeah, you have to sometimes.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I just got back from the Travel and Tourism Research Conference, which I was at Monday through Wednesday, and it's like go, 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 and data and learning, and I was on a panel about digital innovation, which is great that they're utilizing us as examples for the industry. And then it's just, you know, dinners, and it's just travel. It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And then you
especially
come
in your
back.
role, you know,
Yeah.
because you meet so many different
crazy.
people, and you have to do those client dinners and
Yeah.
vendor dinners. and
I
things
felt like
that.
Dr. Reed because there was a Morton's steakhouse in the hotel.
Yeah.
So the first night we had a client dinner, met there, great. And then I was like, okay, the next night we went with Zardico. And it was funny. They were supposed to take us. They wanted to go to some I don't want to say this, like famous chef, international cuisine, blah, 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 restaurant in downtown Bethesda. And we got there and everybody was just so tired.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the menu. I'm like, I guess I'll just have like a shrimp because I don't know what this stuff is.
Right.
I'm not going to eat this.
Right.
And the wine wasn't even like normal wine. It was all like Spanish or something weird. They didn't have so we ordered like a glass of wine and everybody's wine was wrong. And one of the hosts was like, do you guys just want to go back to Morton's? I'm like, thank you. Yes.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. So I went back to Morton's. So I ate there 2 nights in a row. I was like, why do I leave the hotel?
Right.
I hate leaving the hotel.
You always do. And
It's so horrible.
you should just know better.
Especially when there's a Morton's.
Yeah.
And we all went back there, had a fabulous dinner again, and then it was so funny. So anyway, and then I came back, and you come back. I came back last night, and of course, I walk into a house of 5 teenagers, and they're like, "I don't like the prom dress you bought me. It's ugly," and, you know. And then they're all complaining, and I'm, you know, Kenzie's going on a ski trip today, so I'm supposed to get goggle. It's just so much. There's colleges and prom
and ski trips
and vacations and. You know, and then just basic teenage angst,
Yes.
which I was in no mood for.
Right. I'm walking
I'm
in the door.
yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, get it together.
Ugh.
You have nothing to be upset or sorry about.
Right.
And then there's me. I wake up this morning, total. I just am just
Rage.
I'm just overwhelmed, and so it's a lot. And then I'm on my Peloton journey, as you know.
Yes.
I'll give you a spoiler alert. It's not going well.
Spoiler alert.
It's not going well. Poor Thomas, because I get off of it and I'm like,
Angry.
I'm just nasty.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
And,
I hate it.
I know you do.
I hate it. And I tried to warn you.
I tried so before I left on my trip, I was doing okay on it. I was, you know, I had dialed
got to
back.
a regular.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
dialed back. I wasn't trying to be so competitive. I dialed back and I was doing fun rides. I did the Cody ride, Cody
Yeah,
Rigby.
good.
And I loved him because he was funny. He'll be like, you do it hard for a minute and then he's like, okay, saddle back. And he'll be like, all right, get your life together right now. Okay. Just calm down. And I'm like, yes, I get him. And then today I went back to Kendall Toll and I hadn't done it for several days.
Right.
And it was horrible. I was like fully, she's not my friend.
She is not a supporter.
She would not be our friend. She's telling me what to do. I'm like, you need to shut up right now.
I'm done with you, Kendall.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I forgot to turn on the fan.
Oh, yes.
And so
starts your day.
I forgot until I was like halfway through the warm up because I didn't realize I'm hot until like halfway through. And then, but once you're clicked in on those shoes and you start
to get out.
If I click out, I'm not getting back on.
Yeah, exactly.
I've clicked in for a certain amount of time. So then I just powered through and I had no fan and I've been like miserable all day. I'm trying in your office. I'm like, hold on, I got to take some.
We're mid conversation. You're like, I'll be right back. I need Tylenol.
I've got a headache.
But I know that feeling. Like you need that instant knowing that you're taking the Advil. Like
it's so. So I guess it depends. Like it depends on working your way up. And the problem is just I am so competitive and I don't like when I don't do things well.
Right.
When I'm not good at things, it makes me very angry.
Yeah. I think that's like normal. I think that's normal.
I'm like, no. I mean, I don't even. My family doesn't even like playing board games with me. I'm a table flipper.
Yeah,
I'm a table flipper. I do. I get so angry.
Turns out
we play that game Taboo, and nobody wants to be my partner
because you're like,
because I'm like, you can't get that. Because we'll flip the thing over, and somebody's like, I'm like, any word that comes to mind, say something. I ruin it. I ruin it for everyone. God. So I try to sit out on those things. Like
you're like, no, I'll just watch.
They play Scrabble, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll just watch, and I'll make.
Well, Scrabble's good. That's not.
No, I hate it because I cannot think of a word, and then I'm like, I flip the thing. I'm
flipping boards.
I quit. There's no word. I have like X and Z.
What about Wordle? How you doing on that?
Oh, so that was the thing. I didn't get the Wordle today, and
yesterday's was tough.
I got yesterday's in 4. I think
I got it on the 5th try.
No, today I didn't get it, and I was. Because we share our Wordle on the family chat.
Okay.
And how many times. So I didn't get it. And I was like, right before I got in the Peloton, I'm like trying to the word. I'm like, this day.
Started out.
I'm so angry.
No.
It's horrible. So I apologize if I'm like a little edgy today. But the Wordle and the Kindle Tool and the Peloton ruined my day.
It all starts out.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
whatever. And plus I did like at the hotel, I did the elliptical. Anyway, I just feel like it's so lovely. I loved it.
Yeah,
I put you and I on, and I watched the podcast, and I was like sweating but not miserable.
Right.
And it was lovely.
Getting a good workout.
And I got more calories than I did on the Peloton for like going on a torture device. So whatever. I mean, did you see their stock fell really bad and their CEO stepped down? Like the founder stepped down.
Because of the whole...
I thought be told,
what is it?
Mr. Big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's
and
called,
Just Like That.
And Just Like That, where Peloton killed Mr. Big. I thought so, but I think it's just because all the stocks are falling and everything's bad because everyone already bought a Peloton.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many people in the world.
Well, they have so much. They have a treadmill.
Yeah, I know.
But they also, I think, there's so many different versions of it out there now since they came out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they said. There's a lot of cheaper varieties.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I don't know what the future of Peloton is, but Thomas, on the other hand, loves it.
Yeah, of course.
And he's an animal on there. And so we share our workouts, and he'll do a 45-minute ride followed by another 20 to make sure he burns like 1,000 calories. And then I get angry.
Yeah,
I get resentful.
See it and you're like, I'm
like,
sorry.
I can't even be happy for him.
No,
it's my competitive like psycho.
Brain.
Yeah, I don't like it. I try to just be happy for everyone, but really I have Schadenfreude. Do you know what that means?
No.
Schadenfreude is the German saying for when you can't be happy for other people's success because you're like jealous.
Oh.
Yeah, which is bad. So, but today we're going to talk about a lot of those kinds of things, like signs and I don't know if it really relates to Schadenfreude, but like, do you believe in that? I do, right? Like I read my horoscope, by the way, and my horoscope immediately said, I took a picture of it, and it was like, you're feeling incapable these days, and you just need to stick with it and know that you're giving it your best, and that's all you can do. Wow. And I was like, that is true. It's Wordle and Peloton disaster in the same morning, so.
It's a bad day.
Yeah, but is that really my horoscope, or is it coincidence?
Yes.
Am I manifesting that?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that. But first, thank goodness for this Long Island wine.
Thank you.
Country.
Long Island wine country.
Yes.
100%.
Wine of the week.
Wine of the week, again, drinking Raphael.
Rosé.
Oh
my God, we're on a Raphael streak.
Yes.
Raphael, bringing it home.
Good.
For the pod.
Rosé of Pinot Noir.
Oh, okay.
So that's different,
Yeah,
right?
it's nice.
This specifically, hold on.
Yeah.
Rosé is made from grapes grown specifically for rosé, harvested early to retain their acidity and fermented dry. This wine is full-bodied and savory, exhibiting aromas of fruit flavors of raspberry and watermelon, showing bright acidity with a long dry finish.
Okay. All right.
Delish, right?
Well, thanks, Raphael. And by the way, your nails look amazing.
No. Ratchet.
No. There's one missing. I didn't see that. Mine are ratchet. Those are bad. I peeled off all of the gel.
Well, that's what happens. I start peeling it off.
I got them done in Phoenix, and they didn't last like normal. They like started peeling off, and so then I peeled them all. It's horrible, but yours, I like the color.
Thanks.
The nice little gray. So thanks, Raphael and Long Island Wine Country for sponsoring the Wine of the Week and the podcast. And make sure that, what a gorgeous day today, like 60 degrees. It's almost Valentine's Day, and it's 60. Like, go to the vineyards. Yeah. Oh, I bet they're going to be popping on Valentine's Day.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's where everybody should go this weekend, and then people go like the weekend before and after. Yeah, because it's on a Monday.
Yeah, because it's on a Monday.
You don't want to go on that day.
It's after Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So people, it'll be this weekend busy and next weekend because both weekends look amazing.
Yeah, and I wonder like if they decorate elaborately.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm sure they have like a lot of them will do like wine and chocolate pairings with like local chocolates. I mean, the vineyards are the place to be right now. So Long Island Wine Country is the best. Love it. And go to liwines.com or to longislandteapodcast.com. And as long as you're there or like on our Audible and Spotify or whatever, can you leave us a review?
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a review desert
we
right
are
now.
In a review slump.
Somebody like leave us a review. I know
people send us emails.
I know,
but they don't send put it on the.
I know, which is lovely. We'll take your emails. You know what we should do, by the way? I was thinking of this. We should set up a phone for voicemails, and people can leave us a voicemail.
Oh,
people like to just call, and then we can play the voicemail on air.
That's cute.
So there's a thing on Instagram where you can just click the voice and it comes straight to a phone number. We should do that.
Yeah, we just have to set aside an extension.
An extension, yeah. And then people can leave us a voicemail because not everybody knows how to leave the review or whatever. And you can ask us your questions because we have a new segment on today's show we're going to do in a minute called Travel Tea.
Yeah.
Where we're going to give you like so much travel advice. And also, you know, what we talked a lot about at the conference is, again, the workforce and what's happening. And this it's such a weird flex time to be looking for a job and looking for workers. And you have a COO and a CEO here. So ask us your questions on that too. Yeah. So leave us a voicemail on our Instagram or leave us a DM. And we're going to answer your questions on travel and workforce and, I mean, relationship, honestly.
Whatever.
We're kind of experts on
Uncorked
everything.
advice.
Yeah, exactly. Uncorked advice. So, I mean, we've been through it.
Yeah.
So
haven't we?
You should at least learn from our mistakes, if nothing else. You know what I mean? So Sharon, you're not as big on your horoscope as I am.
No, but you know what's funny is I'm more a believer in like psychic stuff. You know, like I think the horoscope thing is you can manifest it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the psychic is like when they get down and dirty
that's
to
so crazy.
Like some real stuff.
I know, it's so crazy that you just believe some random person. I know. I mean, it's the same thing as a random horoscope.
I know. But you know what? I believe in your horoscope.
Thank you. But do you believe in superstition? Do you have?
Yes.
I do too, right? And isn't it funny that I was looking at a bunch of articles about superstition when we were talking about this because I listened to another podcast which triggered the thought.
Yeah.
But when I was looking at like some of the basis of superstitions, they're very weird. Yeah. They make zero sense. They're from like ancient Egypt.
Like
one of was like most of them are based in ancient Babylonia, wherever that is. Does anyone know where that is? I don't know where that. I was like Babylon.
Yeah, Babylon. I know Babylon.
I know where Babylon is.
Isn't it like by Jerusalem?
I don't know.
Right.
I'd have to Google it. So, but I mean, so we're. Oh wow! Chris says it's Iraq. So we still hold on to a lot of these things. You know, I talk to you guys about like I eat black eyed peas every New Year's Day.
Right.
And the one time I forgot was 2020, January 1. And we all know what happened.
Yeah.
Right?
So we all know what happened there.
I've never made that mistake again. You got to eat the black eyed peas. And I literally go around, make every person in my house eat at least one.
Okay.
But like, that's crazy.
I know. But you know what? It's like little things like when you knock on wood.
I was just going to say, knock on wood.
Yeah.
I totally believe in it.
Yeah, I do too.
Why?
I don't know. There's a thing here that people believe in knocking on wood because they believed in the gods and spirits lived in the trees.
Oh.
So when you knock on wood, you can.
Yeah, and I saw another one where someone said, well, it's because you like would touch your crucifix back then. A lot of these are religious
Yeah,
based.
it's very religious based. Whether
So-
it's like Catholicism or ancient Greek or whatever. It's like.
So I was looking at another one, this article, and it reminded me. Do you ever say? Have you heard of bread and butter? Have you ever eat that one?
Yeah.
Bread and butter.
It's your bread and butter.
No, but do you use that like superstition? If you're
No.
My grandmother used to do this all the time, and this is I don't know if it's old school or if it's Southern, but bread and butter is like that you're meant to be together. So we would, whenever you're holding hands, and my grandmother and I would walk around holding hands, and when let's say something like there's a lamppost or you walk by and you have to like break hands and then hold them again,
You say bread and
butter.
Aww.
And then you hold hands again, and it means like you're gonna find your way back to each other.
I love that.
And I had forgotten about it until I was looking at this article, and I was like, oh, she would always go bread and butter. And
That's
like,
adorable.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah.
And it's just a total, like, every time. She said it without fail. Whenever you break hands, it means you have to come back.
That's so cute.
What about, what's the other ones? Oh, do you know, so my family says whenever you get the chills, like you get the chills, you know what that means?
Something with your soul.
Somebody walked on your grave.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you guys do that? Have you heard that? So whenever you get like the chills, my mom always goes, oh, somebody walked on your grave. I'm like, that's morbid.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. But it's like you get it. You understand it.
Because somebody like, ooh.
Shook you.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Ears ringing?
Your ears
Are
ringing.
your ears ringing? Yeah. Are your ears ringing? I'm talking about you. Yeah, that's a good one,
Ears
Alyssa.
are ringing, or if your palms
What
are itchy.
does that mean? Do you know what that's?
talking about you.
Yeah, but like I know, but do we know what that? Where's that from?
I don't know.
So you don't hear them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
When your palms are itchy, you're coming into money.
Or your nose is itchy. Something.
Oh.
Your nose is itchy, you're going to kiss a fool or get into a fight.
Oh my
Get in a
God.
fight.
Yeah.
Get in a fight. That's right.
Get in a fight. Jeez, I don't know about, but I think it's interesting that we're in such a sophisticated society that's based on data and science and all of these things, and we're still like cross our fingers, knock on wood.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, saying,
we were talking about when you bless someone when they sneeze, or wish them, because I always thought it was like your heart stopped for a minute.
Yeah.
But it was their soul leaves your body.
Oh, well, somebody, they were saying this in this podcast. They were like, oh, people used to believe that you basically die for a second while you sneeze. And I'm like,
stops.
I still believe that. Is
I
that
believe
not
that
true?
too, yeah.
Because everything, when you sneeze, like your heart stops, everything stops for 1 second. Mm-hmm. Or like a split second. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought that was, they're like, people used to believe that. I'm like, is that not true?
I still do.
I was like,
People, me. That's me.
I don't know. Where's Fauci weighing on that? I need answers.
CDC recommends.
Yeah, I don't know. What happens when you sneeze, CDC? But there's interesting. So then there's also like coincidences and signs, which is like another thing that people do.
I totally believe in signs. 100%.
Do you?
Yes.
People
100%.
really believe.
Do you believe in signs?
No, I don't think I do. I don't think I believe in signs. I mean, I probably do. Yeah. I say I don't, and then I'm like, oh, that's meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But so it's funny because signs are just so I was listening to this podcast, and I've talked about it before. It's in the Freakonomics podcast family, and it's called No Stupid Questions.
Yeah.
And they were talking about signs and coincidence. And it's interesting when you talk about coincidence and signs. A lot of it's patterns.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And it's actually science. You're looking for patterns. So a coincidence is, I saw like signs. When you get they call it the red Honda 1994 study. You get a red Honda and suddenly you notice red Hondas everywhere. And have they always been there, or are you just noticing them?
Yeah.
So it is actually a science on like coincidences and signs and whether they are real. But a lot of it is just patterns and identifying patterns and recognizing patterns. Deja vu. That's weird. That's weird.
You're right.
So one of the examples they gave was the Steelers quarterback, Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Apparently has won every home game after a Spider-Man movie was released.
So interesting.
I mean...
But, like, who finds that?
Right.
Is like,
that a
who's looking in that?
Or...
That's so crazy.
Or when you meet someone... in the middle, and they went to the same high school as you, or you had some, you know what I mean? Is it coincidence, or is you're just recognizing it?
Speaking of football, like when the Patriots were top of their game, we wouldn't watch the playoff games with one of our friends because we missed it one time, and they superstition, and then ever since then we would not watch any playoff games, and then like when we got to the Super Bowl, we would be like, do we watch it together? I don't know. Like,
yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because, Kinsey got in her car accident after 3 months. And that morning, I told you I was sitting at home and I had taken the day off to actually do something for myself. Didn't happen. But I said, I was like, I love you. I was like, you're running late. So make sure you drive safe. Mm-hmm. It's the last thing I said to her when she left and she got in her car accident.
Yeah.
And she was fine, thank God. But so now I never say the last thing I ever say. I don't say drive safe. I'll be like, take your time, or I love you, or I say something different. Have a great day. I don't want that to be the last thing I say because I said drive safe and she got in the car. Like it's so it's so crazy. It's so random. It's literally not logical.
But no, it's true. Like Braden yesterday was, I don't know if it's like pre-puberty. I don't know. I was telling you the other day when I was like, I love you, buddy, and he wouldn't tell me he loved me because he was mad at me about something. I don't know what I did to this poor kid to like make him mad at me. So I told him last night, I'm like, Bray, you can't not tell me you love me. Could be the last thing you say to me.
Right.
Like you have to.
I use that mom guilt all the time.
I do.
But it's also true.
Mom guilting him.
But it's also true.
Yeah.
You never know. And I tell them that all the time. And then now they're old teenagers. They use to me, is that how you're going to leave me and talk to me?
Yeah.
Maybe the last time. I'm like, shut up. Stop being so ungrateful and get out.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I know. So they use it against you when you get older. But so it's interesting because we were talking about signs, and I was listening to this podcast, which was really good. I recommend it. No stupid questions. I was one today about emotional intelligence, which was cool. But anyway, and then Kenzie, during the snow bomb cyclone, we were watching Age of Innocence.
Okay.
Because Kenzie had to read the book.
Okay.
And Kenzie loves these period movies and dramas.
Did she read the book? Because she's such a reader.
Oh, she loves it. Oh, yeah, she reads. And in fact, I don't know how the movie ends because she made us stop the movie like 15 minutes. I don't know. Because she was like, okay, I can't watch anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
So, I never went back and circled. But anyway, Age of Innocence, which I'd never seen before, is Michelle Pfeiffer and Daniel Day-Lewis.
I love him.
It's old school, right? And so I'm watching it, and first, it's all of these beautiful Victorian mansions.
Yeah.
And all this. First of all, there's old Westbury Gardens.
Right there.
I'm watching it, and I'm like, I know, this whole thing is filmed on Long Island.
It's so funny.
The whole movie, you can start. And as soon as I noticed old Westbury Gardens, I was like, you start to look at all the mansions and all the grounds and their lighthouses. I'm like, anyway, but there's a scene. She's like, I just wrote a whole essay about this scene. And it's a famous scene where these two people, like, they're kind of, one's already married, and the other one's promised somebody else, and they want to be together, but they don't want to tell each other that they should give up their thing for each other. So they keep trying to say, you do, I love you, but you do you. Anyway, they're torn,
Right.
Torn love, star-crossed love, whatever you call it.
Star-crossed lovers, yeah.
So it's Michelle Pfeiffer and Daniel Day-Lewis. So she's down looking out at the water, and there's a lighthouse and there's a sailboat, and he comes up behind her and he thinks to himself, and you can hear his voice say, if she turns around and looks at me before the ship crosses the lighthouse, then it's meant to be. And so you wait with like anticipation, and then the ship just goes by.
She doesn't
turn around, and then he turns around and walks away. And then later on in the show, they're talking about it, and he says, I waited, and the ship crossed, and she's like, I knew you were there. I was waiting for you to come down and talk to me. So they're both waiting, but he's looking for some sign.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. So they like lost their whole lives over some stupid sign of a ship. Maybe just do what you want to do.
Yeah. Yes. But I think like there's other signs too. Like you ever hear like of a red cardinal when they visit you? That
which is like somebody passed.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear, because in Arizona we always say hummingbirds. When a hummingbird comes up, it's like the spirit of somebody that's passed. But it's so funny you say that because I love cardinals. I love them. I mean, we were the Arizona Cardinals, but there's like no Cardinals really, and they came from St. Louis.
I wonder why. That's so funny.
They were the St. Louis Cardinals. They moved.
Okay.
So, but I love Cardinals, especially on Long Island, because they pop. Like the other day, the whole yard was white.
Yeah.
And this red cardinal comes and I get so freaked. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a red cardinal. And Thomas makes fun of me. And also they have the most beautiful songs. They sing the Cardinals little songs. You guys, it's like literally magical. I'm not even lying. I'm like, totally.
Yeah.
And we were filming in LITV at Gallery North in Setauket. And there was this, and it's all local artists, and they had this painting of a cardinal, and I was like, oh my God, it was so awesome. And then Thomas met us later, and I was telling him about it, and that's what he bought me for Christmas last year.
So cute.
As I have this cardinal painting, like, in my bedroom,
Yeah.
and it's right where I can see the outdoors. And cardinals they're magical.
Right.
And I didn't even know that correlation before I thought that, but I totally believe that.
I
That's
believe
true.
it too. And it's something with Blue Jays too, right? What's with the Blue Jays? Like peace.
Oh, they're
There's
so
something with
beautiful.
peace.
Blue Jays are so beautiful and like giant.
They are. They are.
Huge. So we have a good bird scene here.
Yeah, we do. I mean,
Yeah.
You get
I gotta.
so
The
many.
Nighthawk watchers of the bridge are gonna come
Gotta
back
tell ya.
in the
They'll
May.
tell you all
I'll
about
tell
it.
you. Yeah. I still gotta figure out what the heck a Nighthawk is. But I just thought that was an interesting conversation. That we are the sophisticated, very skeptical
Yeah.
society when
Yeah.
it comes to news and science and all these things. But we'll be like, don't open the umbrella.
right. Don't walk under
Inside.
that ladder.
There's a black cat.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Go back home.
Exactly. It's so funny because you're right. I mean, there are so many superstitions, so many different things but it all correlates back to, ancient times.
So we have a couple of articles that we'll link to that kind of give some origins of the superstitions, which we thought were interesting, but most of them don't know.
Yeah.
They were we think ancient Egypt. I'm like, that
Right.
means you don't know.
Right. There was one here that I was just reading. It was,
And I feel like Alyssa has something to tell
I was
us.
going to say the blue jay signifies hope and self-reliance.
hope.
Ooh,
It's a sign
Hope.
of hope.
hope.
Yeah,
Blue
that's
jay,
what it
sign of
is.
hope. They're beautiful.
They are, yeah.
I'm such, Thomas is like, you're such a birder. Which said no one to me
join
ever.
them?
I
The
should watch
Nighthawks.
that. I'm not lying, Alyssa. I kind of want to join the Nighthawks. I need to see what they see.
Yeah.
They're all like pointing. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's literally nothing.
It's funny because my brother was like such a bird watcher, and it's a thing. I mean, it's a thing here on
it's
Long
a
Island.
multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
parks and stuff.
It's like there's trails. There,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
but you just sit in your backyard, and the family makes fun of me. They're like, I'm such a nerd at heart, which is funny. But
my brother was a bird watcher, so he got all these like bird feeds and like different bird baths and things like that. And all of a sudden, they started getting like rodents
yeah, oh, gross.
because of all the birds. So they're like, no.
I was just telling the story the other day about, I don't know, I probably had some wine, and I was bragging to about how I was like the best PR person ever when I was a PR person.
Right.
And one of my stories is about birds. I worked on the Native American reservation at a beautiful luxury resort. And it was brand new and opened, and we tried to weave the culture in. And I'll never forget, we were having an Easter brunch, and it was mostly outside because it's Arizona, so everything's outside. We had like huge hundreds of people coming.
Right. And
the food and beverage manager, who I don't think was a big fan of mine before because I was always like bothering him for content and stuff, he comes up to me, he's like, I don't know what to do. The GM said to come talk to you because we're having Easter brunch with hundreds of people, and these birds are all over. We have these swallow nests, and the swallows have like these mud nests everywhere. And you can't do anything about it because we're on the Native American reservation, so you can't do anything to the birds. They just have to like be there, and they're like all around.
Oh my goodness!
And he's like, I don't know what to do. He said to come talk to you. I'm like, okay, let me think about it. So then I went and I like interviewed some elders and some people of the community.
Wow.
That were Native American that had been part of that tribe, and I was like, can you tell me about the swallows? What did they mean to you? Did they have any significance when you were little, or the seasons? And I got all this great information. I wrote the story of the swallow.
Oh my goodness.
And we put it in these like little signs all over. And it was
So
like
that
how they would
people can
sing
understand.
the Native American children to sleep during nap time. And they signified the new harvest season.
Oh, wow.
And the next day, the food and beverage director loved me. He was like, oh my God, it was like an Alfred Hitchcock movie out there. People were loving it. They were like crying. They're reading the they're reading the signs. They're emotional.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, listen, once you know the story of the bird, storytelling, as we learned from our friend Kendra Hall, you tell a good story, you can change everything. So I was like, you're welcome.
Yes.
I'm the best PR person ever. I just literally
Thank you
saved
very
Easter
much.
brunch. He's like, there was so much. It was scary.
Oh my gosh.
And people loved it. I was like, yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, so birds are beautiful on Long Island, and we're lucky that they're just part of our natural landscape, and I love them. Okay, so we have a new segment, which I kind of wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Travel tea.
Yes.
Because you know what? I was like, we need to make sure we're giving back to people and that we're kind of staying on brand with travel and tourism.
Right. Because that's what we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Rush hour here on Long Island.
Is that a boat?
No, that's
The truck.
that's us. That's the light outside our office.
Okay, so our new segment, Travel Tea, is going to provide you tips on traveling, not only on Long Island, because we travel everywhere, right? So I just came back from Bethesda. I could tell you all about it. And we're going to answer your questions.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think that's what we do here.
Yeah, reach out to us.
Yeah.
And also, interestingly enough, it's Black History Month, and we're featuring a Black-owned business every show. And our Black-owned business this week is a travel agency.
Yes. So the featured business this week is Travel by Design. It's an award-winning boutique travel agency located in Valley Stream on Long Island. Take the stress out of planning your perfect vacation, destination, wedding, honeymoon, reunion, and more. And visit them at travelbydesignny.com.
Okay, so everybody should do that because let me tell you, when you're trying to plan, especially these days, inventory is low. That's what we just learned at my conference. Inventory is low, rates are high. All these different places that you would normally go to, no problem, like islands or whatever, they all have these like, there's some weird stuff going on with safety or vaccinations or whatever. So you go to a travel agency like Travel by Design.
Yeah. Because
just let them do it.
Let them do it for you.
It's
100%.
free.
It's so nice to have somebody help you.
Yes.
You know, like when you're struggling at your computer and you're searching and researching, it's so good to have somebody to be like, this is where you need to be.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go anywhere on Long Island, you go to discoverlongisland.com. But if you're going to go anywhere else, honestly, save yourself the headache.
Yeah.
This is what you need to. And we're also like, oh, we'll just go to the internet and do it ourselves.
Right. And so stressful.
Yeah. And then, by the way, the travel agencies, what people don't know is they get like perks. They get perks. You'll get an amenity. You'll get some extra, like, 10% off.
A little upgrade, maybe.
Or like a late checkout.
Yeah.
Because, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's perfect that Travel by Design is our Black-owned business.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
It.
Thank you, Sharon.
I was telling you this morning about JetBlue doing their sale.
Oh, yeah.
That was like a birthday
I had no
sale.
idea about
that. Was so crazy.
Your necklace is beautiful, too.
Thank you.
I'm crushing on you. What is
Thank
going
you.
on?
My mom actually made this.
What?
Yeah, so she took some jewelry classes a couple years back, and she made this for me.
That is gorgeous.
Isn't it so pretty?
Like, where did she even get the stones?
I don't know.
Oh, my God, that's beautiful. And I love that it was made by your mom. That's so sweet.
Cute.
Oh, cheers to your mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's back to the travel, though. So I did an article, I did an interview today about a new hotel on Long Island, which is on the Nautical Mile.
First time.
Can you imagine?
Ever.
I'm like, why has this not happened before?
Right? We always said that in here. Like, why was there never a hotel built in Freeport?
I remember when I learned that the Nautical Mile was on Long Island. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is where the Nautical Mile is?
Yeah.
I've heard about this my whole life.
Have you experienced it yet?
Not like on the ground.
Okay.
I've driven by it on a boat.
You have to go this summer.
I know.
You really do. Maybe we'll do like a staff outing. I think that would be cool.
And now you can stay there. And I said, it's perfect because it's probably just been a local thing.
Yeah.
Because visitors don't know.
But it's a brand
about it.
hotel. It's Hilton.
Yeah. So you can go there now and you can stay overnight on the water at the Nautical, at the Nautical Mile. And also it's right by Jones Beach.
Yep.
So if you're going to a concert at Jones Beach, you get a room. So cool.
It's amazing. And then Freeport's closer to the city. You can see the city skyline from where you are. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I just think that I was like, they're calling me about how is it going to be beneficial? I'm like, I can't believe it hasn't existed already.
Right.
We have 8 hotels in the pipeline right now on Long
I know,
Island.
that's crazy.
And the conference we went to, they're like, no one's building hotels, but we had such a lag of
we
building
did.
here for so long. We hadn't had anything new, and now we have so many great properties. The Canoe Place Inn in Hampton Bays, the Northport, the one in Huntington.
Yeah,
that was in the old town hall.
Amazing.
That's like now in Hampton. It's so cute. I'm super excited about the properties we have.
I know. I think. Hello, we're Long Island. It's amazing.
Yeah. Now you can stay at all these great places and get like I was talking about like the village feel. So I thought that was really cool. And then you have our latest blog.
Yes. So we have on our blogs, on our website, 10 things to do in February, which obviously it's Black History Month. It's Valentine's Day. But there's some really cool things in here. We can commemorate Black History Month with Roosevelt Field Aviators pop-up exhibit in Garden City.
Oh, cool.
So cool.
I heard about that. I read about that.
Yeah, I read it in Newsday.
And I want to do something about the Cradle of Aviation and their exhibit during National Women's Month because the Women in Aviation exhibit they have is amazing.
It is. It's so... You
It'll
actually...
It'll blow your
You
mind.
did so much there. That's
was
so awesome. Gallery North Studio is here to... Let me see.
I didn't even know that was part of our blog, and I just talked about them. Gallery North is such a hidden treasure.
It says, unwind in a studio setting during the Gallery North's immersive art and meditation experience in East Setauket.
Yes, Setauket, and it's right next to the Checkmate.
Yes.
My favorite local pub.
You can grab your cowboy boots and head to the Paramount to see country music star Randy Houser, which I'm a country fan, and I don't even know who this is, but
yeah.
that's cool.
And you know what? That's the other good thing. Like the new hotel in Huntington, it's right there by Paramount. So now the cool thing about, because you used to have to go to Paramount especially if you're local and then drive home, but now you can actually like make a whole night of it or weekend of it, and you can go to your show. Go to the
Huntington,
hotel.
I love that village.
Huntington
it's
is
another one of my favorites.
awesome.
It really is.
The nightlife and
so much
the
to do
restaurant.
there.
I love it.
Vanderbilt Museum, select dates this February for exclusive educational workshops. I think it's good to talk about this because of, not spring break, winter break with schools.
Yeah,
you know,
people are
what
looking for something to do.
Yeah. Let's see. UBS Arena and in Elmont, Imagine Dragons, Billie Eilish, Journey.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
saw that
come
the other
on.
day. Journey, and it's Journey and Toto. It's
Oh,
like, stop it.
man.
By the way,
Stop.
I'm here for the Filipino lead singer of Journey.
Yes.
Did you know that it's not like Steve
Yes.
Perry anymore? 10 years
And
ago.
he's only like, he's super young too.
Yeah, they found him. He's been part of it. He's been like the lead singer for like 10 years now. So it's not really new, but they
Right.
found him on like YouTube.
Didn't we discover that during our music episode?
Probably.
I think we did. We were like, wait, what?
And you listen to him and he sounds good.
You can't tell the
just like
difference.
him.
Sounds just like him. It's amazing.
I'm like actually here for that.
Don't miss Greenport Harbor Brewing Company's The Things We Love Valentine's Day event in Peconic. That's February 12th. I think that's going to air. This is airing before.
Greenport Harbor Brewing Company is so cute.
So with their dog. Oh my God.
Yeah, you can take your dogs there.
So cute.
And
The
they
dog
usually-
comes out, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, their dog
dog?
comes out with like the beer.
Oh no, that's
Didn't
six.
you-
That's Six Harbor Brewing.
Oh, okay.
That's Six Harbor Brewing, and that is in Huntington.
Oh, see?
Yeah,
Look at
that's
that.
it's on your
Okay.
brain. Greenport though, you bring your dog.
Oh, okay.
Like everybody brings their dogs.
Yeah.
And in the summer, I think it's in June, they have the dog like dock jumping,
oh my God.
where they jump and they land in the water. Oh, it's,
so cute.
I'm like that weird person that watches that on ESPN4. I like
You're
watch
the weird
dogs
person
jumping.
that watches the Puppy Bowl.
I love the Puppy
I
Bowl.
know.
We were talking about that. Alyssa was like, I'm not going to watch Super Bowl, but I'm watching the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, it's adorable.
I mean, of
I
course.
get stuck watching it too.
I look forward to it. I like DVR that. Okay.
Do you really record it?
Oh,
That's
yes.
hysterical.
I mean, did you see the TikToks I was showing you?
Yes.
They're all like
Yeah,
puppy
you're right.
TikToks.
You're
I don't know
right.
why I love watching dogs.
'Cause
and
they're
animals.
cute.
I know,
They're
so
adorable.
cute. They're cute.
But back to Black History Month, we can talk about the Argyle Park in Babylon.
Okay.
I thought this was so interesting. Alyssa had provided us some notes today where the first professional African-American baseball team originated.
Oh, I've heard this story. Yeah, this is a really, really cool story.
It's such a cool story. They were known as the Cuban Giants, and they were originally formed in 1885. The players were all employees at the then Argyle Hotel, which that's incredible. I'm trying to figure out where that is in Babylon. And decided that year to make their own baseball team, which later became a very popular attraction for visitors to watch. The Cubans won every game against amateur teams and became an inspiration for people in the black communities across Long Island and the entire United States as an all-black baseball team.
How cool is that? And you know what? I say this all the time. I was just talking about what we're doing in 2022 that might be different or whatever. And I said, listen, we're focusing on our outdoors, not just beaches, but our parks. We have such great parks.
Yeah.
And also our diverse businesses. We're really focusing on highlighting how you can experience Long Island and spend your dollars with intention at diverse businesses, at small businesses in our downtowns. People want that.
They do. They do.
Yeah, and the history and I love the stories. And we're in New York, so it's not surprising that we were the first and we broke so many of these barriers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love it.
I agree.
So, okay, that's some good travel tea. I was going to give you a tip. I'm going to give you a tip. So, this is and I travel the world, right? I travel all the time.
Over. Yeah.
I go all over, and I book a lot of vacations. And I will tell you, I am a loyal, and we are not sponsored by them or anything. I'm a loyal subscriber of TravelZoo. And if you are not subscribing to TravelZoo.com, they send you every week, they send you their top 20 deals. And so it's like Groupon kind of.
Right. But for travel.
But they're vetted.
Yes.
So you don't just get on TravelZoo. You have to be like a really nice exclusive property.
Yeah, we did it, right? We did a whole TravelZoo.
We've done some TravelZoo. Yeah, we did a TravelZoo article, but like right now there's a Gurney's deal on TravelZoo. So it's like Gurney's amazing.
Yeah.
I booked when we went to Mayakoba, went to the Fairmont and Riviera Maya. It was amazing.
Wow.
They have their deals on there, and it could be dinner. Sometimes it's dinner at like a Michelin restaurant. Or the Van Gogh exhibit.
Yeah.
But they and it's just so inspirational because you get there and you get your top 10. And I was like, this week, I'm like, oh, there's a castle in Bordeaux. Thomas.
Book it.
I'm like, yes. And they're great deals. They're like,
they are incredible.
That's what we booked our
Maldives
on with like 85% off. I don't think we're going to go, but.
Does it expire though?
Yeah. And we've had it for 2 years. So, it's been a while or over a year, but it does. But it's totally refundable, so it's great. It's really great quality stuff, so you can feel confident in it. And that is my big tip for you is TravelZoo.com if you're looking to go somewhere, as well as the travel agency name, which let's just say their name.
Travel by Design. So Travel by Design ny.com.
Yeah. Those would be my two probably top things to tell you in our travel tea today. But lastly, Sharon, I have some celebrity.
Yeah, let's spill it.
So did you hear, this is some controversial celebrity. I feel very strongly about something. Did you hear that the British Music Awards just recently took place? And like Adele swept everything and she was fabulous, which is great. But they, for the first time, went gender neutral in their awards.
Okay.
So now there's no female artist or male artists.
What?
I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's going backwards. I know it's meant to go forward. I understand the spirit of
behind it, yes.
But women have worked so hard to be recognized in these categories and awards for artistry and innovation, and like to go backwards. Like I feel like women should be recognized.
And I think they're not exercising the right of however you identify.
Right.
Right? So if you identify as a woman.
Right. So maybe they should add, that's a good point, Sharon. Add a gender neutral category.
Right.
Here for it.
Right.
But to take, because it makes me think like, I feel like it's going backwards because then you're going to not have female recognition and female awards. And we should celebrate our
accomplishments,
our feminism, and what we bring to the table. Whether I'm like, I love it when there's like top 50 women in business and top 50. Like that's great because otherwise you get lost sometimes,
right?
In the mix. So I heard that and I'm like, wow, I don't know how. And Adele handled it great because she said something like, I applaud it, but I'm also very proud to be a female artist.
Yeah.
And I was like, right. Why can't you say that?
Right. And that's what I mean. Like, you're not exercising a person's right to
and then
identify.
also I think it like minimizes the females because, we fought hard to get kind of equality. It's equality, diversity, and inclusion. Equality being first. So like it's been hard to get equality. Right. Now you go back and you're like, oh, now you're just mixed in with everybody.
Right.
And, women may not get the same recognition in that, Yeah. Anyway, so I felt strongly about that. I didn't know if you guys had heard that.
I didn't hear that. And I think I agree with you 100%. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Are you watching the Olympics?
Yeah, actually a little bit. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of you.
I like Winter Olympics because they're more fun.
Figure skating.
Figure skating.
Did you see Shaun White?
No.
I watched the bated breath. He almost didn't make the qualifiers.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, and it's his last thing. And he invented snowboarding.
Right. Hello.
He almost didn't make it, but then he crushed it.
Oh, good. Good.
I mean, I don't think I'm spoiling it for anybody because by the time this comes out, it's like old news.
Old news. It's not David Chen. What's his name?
Yeah, something like
David
that.
Chen?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the figure skater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to school with a David Chen, so I think like
coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There it is.
I don't know.
But no, I watched this video of him when he was like 8 years old, and he was like, you know, when do you see, they were interviewing him and they're like, when do you see yourself like being in Olympics? And he's like, 2018. Like he had like such a dream,
wow.
which was so cute.
Before we leave, or do I have time? Hold on.
We're missing our stopwatch.
48.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
I have one more thing I wanted to tell you about. So when I was going back and forth to Phoenix, I watched a movie. And I love to watch like weird movies on planes.
Yeah, because that's the only time you can.
That's the only time I can.
Yeah.
So I watch like weird artsy movies, and usually I end up angry about it. Like, but it's just a good way to pass. If it's a 5-hour flight, 2 hours,
Yes,
you're like, whatever. I don't even care.
What else am I going to watch? Yeah.
Right. And so I watched that movie by Maggie Gyllenhaal that she wrote and directed called The Lost Daughter. And you've seen the previews probably about the woman, and she's on a beach.
She's in France or something.
In Greece,
Okay.
I think. And she sees a young woman and her young daughter, and it brings back all this flood of memories for her. So it takes you through this long journey. And
of course
you
it
have
does,
to like, you know, it's very
commit.
artsy and weird. Yeah, you have to commit. That's a good way to put it. But, and when I finished, I'm like, that's so annoying. But then I thought about it. I thought about it every day, and I've been thinking about it since. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to share it because you do have to commit, but you have to, if you think deeper about what the storyline is, and the storyline is, and I think it's really interesting, is that not all women are maternal.
Okay.
And, you know, when people get divorced, and it happens all the time,
Yeah.
it's very, very common for the man to just leave and go on with,
And the
you
woman
know,
take
start
care of
over.
kids, yeah.
It's very rare that a woman leaves her kids or leaves the marriage and like does her own thing.
And it's very questionable when it does,
And
right?
it's very stigmatized.
Yeah.
The stigma and the guilt that goes along when a woman, for whatever reason, feels like I can't take this anymore. And I just need a break. I need to walk away or whatever. And I the more I thought about it, I was like, well, that's a really cool, bold approach to something that is completely considered normal for men. And yet, if a woman walks away, what she goes through. So I would say it's worth the commitment. I'm going to say it's worth the commitment.
Okay.
Not everybody loves it. I get it. But if
Right.
you watch it, it's pretty interesting. It's twisted. And the character is like weird, and you're like, why is this? What is this whole sub-story?
Right.
But Dakota Johnson is the young woman.
Oh, so cute.
And she's gorgeous and
Yeah.
amazing and really good in this role. So I just thought it was a really cool subtext about women, and that, you know, it's hard to live especially when you're young and you're trying to raise kids.
Yeah.
There was a really real scene, and it made me think when I was with my little sister and I saw her toddlers do this, and she's hanging out with her toddlers, and she's like trying to study and get her degree and also establish herself in her career because she was like a college literary person. And her little toddler comes up and slaps her across the face.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to. So
Right.
it's so true. That was such a real, raw moment when your kid like punches you and you're like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
slap me. And I saw he was like pulling my sister's hair, the little son.
Yeah.
And I'm like, tell him no. And she's like, just trying to peel his hands off. I'm like, he's literally ripping your scalp off.
Right.
Kids never know what women go through.
They don't.
They never know what moms go through.
Right. They don't. I
And
think
dads too, but like really moms.
really moms.
Let's be honest.
I mean, I'm literally like holding my toddler the other day, and she's like grabbing my cheeks and smacking my face, and I'm like taking her hands away, like and actually Dan came over and he's like, "You don't do that to mommy,"
yes,
you know, like
yes,
because it's so natural for us moms to just ignore it and just put it away, or, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's more natural for us to be like.
And the kids don't understand.
They don't
think it's a
understand.
game.
No. Yeah, they think it's funny.
They think it's funny. So anyway, I think it's really interesting. And if you have the time to do it, and it's going to be up for all the Oscars, so you may as well watch it so that you know what the heck is happening on the Oscars.
What is the award show that they don't have a host yet for?
Is the Golden Globes? I don't know.
Golden Globes, the Academy.
I don't know.
Whatever the Academy.
Well,
so they have like no
Academy
host right
Awards
now. Jimmy Kimmel hosted it last time.
Okay. I don't remember. I get the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards.
But there's like a guess who's going to be the host, and they have like they
haven't announced
tweeted it out that they're like, hypothetically, if we had hypothetically not had a host, who would you hypothetically think it should be?
Are you think they're just lost?
They're lost. They have no host. They have no host.
They're just
It's
trying
hysterical.
to take a poll.
Yeah,
it should be Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel again. He's
do you
amazing.
like him?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Yeah, he's funny.
I didn't know Jimmy Fallon though.
Jimmy Fallon. He's skit. He's more skit. Anyway, so I don't know what's going to happen with the Oscars because I haven't watched most of the movies. But The Lost Daughter, I think, is worth
watch
it
it tonight.
and it's
Listen,
annoying and
I'll
it's
watch
artsy. Oh, all right, fine. I get it. I'm not going to watch The Woman in the Window. I'm just not going to go back.
You have to.
I can't go back.
You have to.
All right. Well, this has been a fun show. We have a lot of teasers. So next week we have Dan Lloyd, who's our board member with
excited.
Minority and Millennials.
Yep.
We talked about him last week. He's very cool. He's very hip. He's going to bring like a super cool young millennial vibe.
Yeah, I'm excited
the
to have
show.
him. I think
You're a millennial, right?
I'm on the cusp.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not. Yeah.
I'm considered millennial, but I'm more Gen Z.
Yeah. You're an old soul.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Gen X.
Gen X. Sorry.
No, you're like with me, Gen X.
Yeah.
And I think he's also like kind of on the cusp. But I love that he represents the millennials. I'm super excited, and we have a great Long Island TV where they're going to go seal watching.
I know. They came back from filming that. I love it. I love them.
Do you think
so
they're going to
much.
see a seal?
I
don't know. You have to
We'll
go.
have to
You have to
see.
check it out. I
Yeah.
don't know. You have to tune in to see if there are any seals to be seen. And anyway, so make sure you please leave us a review. DM us. We're going to set up this new voicemail thing. Follow our social. We need to know that you're out there listening. It really does help us.
Yeah,
And if there's anything you want us to ask us or a topic you want to cover, let us know what you think is interesting. All right. Until next week.
Cheers.